Ever wondered why Minikube and Kubectl are so crucial in Kubernetes? Well, let's dive right in. Kubernetes, often abbreviated as K8s, is an open-source platform designed to automate deploying, scaling, and operating application containers. It groups containers that make up an application into logical units for easy management and discovery. In the rapidly evolving world of technology, Kubernetes has become a cornerstone of modern software development. It's like the conductor of a symphony, orchestrating the performance of various containers to create a seamless user experience. Whether you're deploying a simple web app or running a complex microservices architecture, Kubernetes steps in to ensure smooth operations. It's like having an extra pair of hands that can manage thousands of containers, leaving developers free to focus on creating incredible software. Now, to fully comprehend the magic of Kubernetes, you need to familiarize yourself with two of its essential components, Minikube and Kubectl. So, are you ready to embark on this journey of discovery? So, what exactly is Minikube? You may have heard the term tossed around in tech circles or stumbled upon it in your quest to understand Kubernetes. Let's delve into what this tool is and why it's so crucial in the world of Kubernetes. Minikube, at its core, is a tool designed to make Kubernetes accessible, especially for those just beginning their journey into this expansive ecosystem. It's essentially a tool that allows you to run Kubernetes locally. This means you can create your own miniature version of a Kubernetes environment right on your computer. No need for multiple machines or complex network configurations. What Minikube does is that it sets up a single-node Kubernetes cluster inside a virtual machine on your computer. A single-node cluster, as the name suggests, is a cluster with just one node. A perfect setup for learning, experimenting, and development purposes. Why is this so handy, you ask? Well, think of it as having your very own playground to test out your ideas, troubleshoot issues, or simply tinker around with Kubernetes, all without the fear of breaking something in a production environment. It's a safe and controlled setting where you can learn at your own pace, making mistakes and discoveries along the way. Moreover, Minikube also shines in its efficiency. It's lightweight and quick to set up, which means you can get your local Kubernetes cluster up and running in no time. This makes it ideal for developers who need to quickly prototype ideas, or for those who want to learn Kubernetes without the overhead of a full-blown setup. In summary, Minikube serves as a bridge between you and Kubernetes. It brings the power of Kubernetes to your local machine, providing a manageable and cost-effective way to understand and experiment with this complex system. It's like having a mini version of the Kubernetes universe in your own backyard. In other words, Minikube is your personal sandbox for Kubernetes. Now, isn't that a delightful way to dive into the world of Kubernetes? Now that we've got a grasp on Minikube, let's dive into Kubectl. Kubectl, pronounced as Kube Control, is a robust command line tool that manages Kubernetes clusters. It's like the conductor of a symphony, directing the various components of a Kubernetes cluster to work together in harmony. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does Kubectl do? Well, it's responsible for deploying applications within the Kubernetes cluster. It's akin to a ship's captain, guiding the vessel safely to its destination. In this case, the destination is the successful deployment of your applications. Beyond just deploying applications, Kubectl also has a crucial role in inspecting and managing cluster resources. Imagine you're a detective in a techno-thriller movie, inspecting intricate details and managing complex systems to solve a mystery. That's what Kubectl does. It delves into the depths of the Kubernetes cluster, inspecting it, understanding it, and managing it. But that's not all. Kubectl also allows you to view logs. Now, if you've ever tried to debug an application or understand what's happening behind the scenes, you'll know how vital logs can be. Kubectl pulls these logs, making it easier for you to diagnose and resolve issues within your Kubernetes cluster. In essence, Kubectl is what gives you control over the Kubernetes cluster. It's like the bridge of a starship from where you can command and control everything that happens within your Kubernetes universe. With it, you can deploy applications, manage resources, inspect the state of the Kubernetes cluster, and view logs, all from your command line. So, while Kubernetes is the orchestra, playing a symphony of container orchestration, and Minikube is your personal concert hall where you can rehearse and fine-tune this symphony, Kubectl is the conductor, ensuring that every instrument, or in this case, every container, is playing its part correctly. Think of Kubectl as your master control for managing operations in Kubernetes. It's your go-to tool, your command center, your bridge to the Kubernetes universe. With it, you're not just observing the symphony, you're conducting it. You might be wondering how Minikube and Kubectl work together in Kubernetes. Well, let's dive right in. Minikube and Kubectl are two integral parts of the Kubernetes ecosystem. They work together to provide a seamless experience for managing Kubernetes clusters, particularly on a local level. Think of Minikube as your local playground. It spins up a single-node Kubernetes cluster right on your machine, allowing you to test and experiment with Kubernetes without the need for a full-blown multi-node cluster. This is great for development and testing as it provides a safe environment where you can make changes and see the immediate impact of those changes. But how do you interact with this local cluster? That's where Kubectl comes in. Kubectl is the command line tool that allows you to control and manage your Kubernetes clusters. It's like the dashboard of a car, providing knobs and controls to operate the vehicle. With Kubectl, you can deploy applications, inspect and debug clusters, and view the overall state of your cluster, among other things. It's the primary interface for navigating and controlling the Kubernetes ship, so to speak. So, how do these two components work together? It's quite simple. Once you've started your local cluster with Minikube, you can use Kubectl to interact with it. You can deploy an application onto the cluster, scale it up or down, update it, and so on. In other words, Minikube provides the environment, and Kubectl provides the tools to interact with that environment. They're like two sides of the same coin, each complementing the other to provide a full-fledged Kubernetes experience. This integration between Minikube and Kubectl is crucial. It allows developers to easily test and debug their applications in a Kubernetes-like environment before deploying them to a production cluster. This saves time, reduces errors, and increases the overall efficiency of the development process. Together, Minikube and Kubectl create an efficient and streamlined way to work with Kubernetes. Let's recap what we've learned about Minikube and Kubectl in Kubernetes. These two tools are vital components in the Kubernetes ecosystem, each with its unique functions and capabilities. First off, we delved into Minikube, which is essentially a tool that allows you to run Kubernetes locally. This means you can create and manage a virtual Kubernetes cluster right on your personal computer. This makes Minikube an excellent tool for learning and testing, as it provides a safe and controlled environment for you to understand and experiment with Kubernetes. It's like having a miniature Kubernetes playground at your fingertips. Next, we explored Kubectl. This is a command line tool that allows you to interact with and control your Kubernetes clusters. With Kubectl, you can deploy applications, inspect and manage cluster resources, and view logs. It's your go-to tool for all things Kubernetes operations. Think of it as your Swiss Army knife for Kubernetes management. Now, when it comes to how Minikube and Kubectl work together, it's a partnership that's all about synergy. Minikube provides the local Kubernetes environment, while Kubectl gives you the control you need to manage that environment. With these two tools, you're equipped to learn, experiment, and manage Kubernetes with ease and efficiency. So what are the key takeaways from Minikube and Kubectl in Kubernetes? First, these tools make Kubernetes accessible and manageable even on a local level. Second, they provide a valuable opportunity for learning and experimentation, allowing you to grasp the ins and outs of Kubernetes without the risk. Finally, they significantly enhance the efficiency of Kubernetes operations, making your job easier and more productive. Remember, mastering these tools is a significant step towards becoming proficient in Kubernetes, so don't shy away from exploring and experimenting with them. With Minikube and Kubectl, managing and experimenting with Kubernetes becomes a lot easier and more efficient. So, why are Minikube and Kubectl so important in Kubernetes? Let's circle back to this key question. Minikube and Kubectl are the dynamic duo in the world of Kubernetes, the superheroes of container orchestration and management. Minikube is the champion of local Kubernetes environments. It enables developers to run Kubernetes on their personal computers, making it easier to test, develop, and deploy applications. It's the friendly neighborhood hero, making Kubernetes accessible to all. And then there's Kubectl, the universal remote control of Kubernetes. It's the tool that allows us to interact with our Kubernetes cluster, managing our nodes and deploying our applications. It's the power ring, the magic wand that makes Kubernetes do our bidding. These two tools, Minikube and Kubectl, bring Kubernetes to life, making it more than just a platform. They transform it into a flexible, efficient, and powerful tool for managing containerized applications. Next time you come across Kubernetes, remember the dynamic duo of Minikube and Kubectl.